Right.
Kia. Movement that inspires.
For Harvey Norman, your flooring specialist. Geelong's most trusted news. Bay 93.9. Showers today and 18. Broadcasting on Wanna-Warrung Country. G'day, it's Rob in the newsroom. Australia's national soccer team has courageously spoken out against Qatar's human rights record just weeks out from the World Cup. They've released a video supporting same-sex relationships in the host country and the migrant workers who've suffered and died building World Cup infrastructure.
Establishing a migrant resource centre, effective remedy for those who have been denied their rights, and the decriminalisation of all same-sex relationships.
As players, we fully support the rights of the LGBTI plus people. But in Qatar, people are not free to love the person that they choose.
Well, a local fire brigade headed to Echuca to help with the flood effort has been robbed of a vital piece of equipment. The Little River CFA says the quick fill pump, which is used to rapidly top up tankers, was stolen on Tuesday when the crew stopped for a break. The brigade says it's disappointing someone would steal from volunteers who are trying to support others in need. Major flooding, meantime, is still impacting Echuca and Moama, and with more rain expected today, at least 7 Watch It Act alerts remain in place across the state. The Murray River is stable at just under 95 metres. Water levels are slowly dropping at Kerrang, although locals there are being warned they could start to rise again when the rain comes back. And a minor flood warning is in place still for the Barwon here in Geelong. It is expected to reach about 2.7 metres today. Authorities say up to 20 mils was recorded along the river catchment in the 24 hours to midday yesterday. Police are speaking with a man after an armed robbery that ended with one of the suspects dying in a car crash. 2 men fled empty-handed after threatening a store owner with a hammer at Wonga Park before their car collided with a four-wheel drive. The driver died at the scene. His passenger was taken into custody. Growing hints from the government it may step in to help control electricity prices, which have helped drive inflation to 7.3% in the 3 months to September. But Treasurer Jim Chalmers is playing down calls for government handouts for people doing it tough.
A better avenue for us to explore is on the regulatory side, and beyond that, I don't want to limit our options.
And a 30-metre telco power pole could be built at Hyden Reserve. Telstra's tower business is proposing replacing the current 20-metre pole, which is owned by the council, with a 30-metre structure that it would own itself. It needs to lease 20 square metres of the local ground to do that.
Baseball.
When in-home care matters the most, Geelong turns to Home Instead Geelong.
There's been a massive upset at the T20 Cricket World Cup, opening the door for the Aussies. Ireland has beaten England by 5 runs under DLS after rain caused an early end to the match at the G. Irish skipper Andrew Bell-Burney says it is a special moment.
And put on a show in front of friends, family and a number of people around the world is very satisfying. We had a great week in Hobart last week, and then to do this at one of the most amazing cricket grounds in the world is pretty special.
Meantime, cricket great Mark Wars calling for Pat Cummins to be dumped, saying Australia looks like they're well off the pace. He says young all-rounder Cam Green should replace Cummins and also open the batting instead of out-of-sorts skipper Aaron Finch. The Australians take on the Poms at the MCG tomorrow. And Paul Gallen's agreed to a rematch against rival Just Hodges before retiring from boxing. The pair will slug it out in Sydney next month.
The latest Bay 93.9 Surf. The Torquay Medical Health and Wellness Clinic. New doctors available now.
G'day, this is Ben from Swanet looking at the surf coast. We've got tiny surf conditions in Torquay this morning with yesterday's swell easing to knee-high. Conditions are clean with offshore winds, but there's nothing available unless you're learning to surf, in which case you'll find tiny shore breaks at Janjuk and Fairhaven. The outlook is for building windy swells from tomorrow onwards. Saturday's looking like the next best surf day. Check out the latest forecast for more. That's the latest surf.
Need a new computer? Harvey Norman has the biggest range of computers, software and accessories in Geelong.
You'll get the right advice from our sales team, who are fully trained experts. And we're serious about price, with our best price guarantee and interest-free terms available every day. So for the biggest range, at guaranteed low prices, with the very best advice, why risk buying elsewhere? Harvey Norman, Geelong's computer
When you
specialist.
choose Allianz Comprehensive Car Insurance, you can save on your premium by simply increasing your basic excess. Search Allianz Car Insurance to get your quote today. Allianz.
Showers on the way today as we head for an expected top of 18. Tomorrow, showers down to 15, but right now in Geelong, it's 16.